Hi, I'm Katie Notch, and welcome to my TED Talk on my leadership philosophy. I incorporate three different types of leadership philosophies in my own understanding of leadership and how I lead other people. The first one I'm going to talk about is trait leadership and how it is passed down to you from your parents. I believe I really lucked out with this one because both of my parents are leaders to me. My mother has taught me so much about home life and how raising children and cooking and cleaning and baking, which is now one of my hobbies. But this trait became very prevalent to me in the past couple of months because both of my parents have messaged me or talked to me about how much I have influenced my younger siblings. My mother had chose to stay at home and raise 4 kids instead of going out to work while raising her kids because she didn't want to have to drop us off at a daycare and have somebody else raise us. She liked knowing that she was the one at home taking care of us while my dad was off at work. My father has taught me so much about balancing work and home life. My father has taught me how to love and how to be passionate for what I want to do. And my mother has also taught me how to love and be compassionate towards people. There's one fun memory that I have when I was younger, and it was when my dad brought me up to the pheasant farm. So normally the pheasant farm trip is for fathers and their sons, and it's just a bunch of guys that my dad went to college with, and they always get together and they go to the pheasant farm in the fall with all of their kids. And so I asked my dad one year if I could go with them because my brother had always said, oh, how much fun it was. And I was like, oh, can I go? And he said, are you okay with being the only girl there? And I was like, of course. Like, I didn't see a problem with it. He was like, okay, then I guess you're coming. And so I went with. I was with all of, I call them my cousins because we're so close, but they're just family friends. I had woken up one morning because I wanted to make them all pancakes because I liked baking and cooking and making breakfast. And so that was one memory that they all have of the pheasant farm that year, and they all say how much they miss it. Trait leadership has a century of research behind it to back it up and its validity. I always will believe that this is a part of the type of leadership that I will continue to grow in and develop. The second leadership philosophy that I will talk about today is situational leadership. I believe that I have had enough influence with my athletic and music careers throughout my life that I have witnessed and been involved in almost any type of leadership you could come across. I have had certain coaches that I can only strive to have their type of leadership, and I've also had some that I will never want to be like, and I thank them for showing me that. I've also had directors in music that have shown me how much more I can be if I just push myself a little bit farther. Not only is telling us what to do a good thing, but also encouraging us to try our best is very important in a leader. During my sophomore year in high school, I was in concert band, and that was the second highest band in our school. But our teacher had to be gone for some classes, and so he would always have a senior trumpet player and I hold rehearsals for the class. And so as a sophomore, I was always kind of looked down on from the older students in the class because they thought they were better than me, and I had to figure out a way to reach them and get them to go along with the lesson plan for the day. And so that was a certain situation that I had to figure out how to lead my peers, and it was very difficult at first, but as the year went on, they began to see that they weren't willing to do it, so I was put in the position to lead them. Throughout my high school career in basketball, we would always be dealt the role of going to younger girls' practices and help coach them and help encourage them to do their best and to give them new drills that maybe their coaches, which is normally one of their parents, don't normally come up with because they're just their parents and they're like, yeah, I'll coach my kids' team. And so that was really eye-opening in that a lot of the girls have different learning styles. Some of them like to be shown how to do stuff multiple times. Other ones can do it by just telling them what to do. And then there are some where you need to draw it out and have them practice it while you're doing it, and so then they can pivot the right way or shoot the right way with the right leg going up and many things like that. And so that was another situation that I had to put my leadership skills to the test. I believe that situational leadership is not done yet, and I will be doing this throughout my entire life. I personally like my leaders to be truthful and genuine with me. And so the third leadership philosophy that I will be talking about today is authentic leadership. Now, in the book, authentic leadership informs its followers of the understanding of the leader and whether or not they can depend on his or her leadership. In my own life, I never see a reason to not tell someone the truth or to not be genuine with someone, because if you're not, then who are you kidding? Like, you're your own person. Be your own person. There's no need to be someone else or to lie about something that you like or don't like, because then you're just giving them a false image of who you are. Now, these leadership philosophies weren't only important in my previous years, but they will also be important for my future, as I hope to complete my bachelor degree in biochemistry and move on to my pre-med route in becoming a doctor. I hope to continue to learn about many leadership philosophies and different theories as to further educate myself on how to become the best leader that a certain situation or a certain person will need of me.